Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from group 6. This morning we are gonna explain about the objective of error analysis. And before that, I would like to introduce my group first. Here there are 5 members. The first is me, Aulia Rizky Amalia, as moderator. And then the second is Mustafidia. The third is Chandra Dea Puspita. The fourth is Fadila Febrianti, and the last is Rido Hidayat. And the first material will be delivered wait. The first material will be delivered by Fadila Febrianti. For Fadila Febrianti, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kiki. Okay, I want to explain about the objective of error analysis. In accordance with the objective of error analysis, which has been stated by K. Sharma, that one clear objective of error analysis is evolving a suitable and effective teaching learning strategy and remedial measure necessary in such an clearly marked out areas of the foreign language, whereas Prof. Dr. Henry Guntur Tarigan and Jago Tarigan mentioned another objective of error analysis. They are as follows. Analisis kesalahan antara lain bertujuan untuk menentukan urutan penyajian butir-butir yang diajarkan dalam kelas dan buku teks, misalnya urutan mudah sukar, menentukan urutan jenjang relatif penekanan, penjelasan dan latihan berbagai butir bahan yang diajarkan, merencanakan pelajaran dan pengajaran remedial, memilih butir-butir bagi pengujian kemahiran siswa. Oke. Back to the moderator.
Well, thank you, Fadila Febrianti, for your explanation. And then the next material will be delivered by Rido Hidayat. For Rido Hidayat, time is yours. Rido.
Ya, bentar. Prosedur analisis. Procedure of error analysis. There are some experts of the language teaching propose that error analysis has some steps. They are as follow. 1. Collecting of the sample. 2. Identify. Research. 2. Identifying of the error. 3. Explanation of the error. 4. Classification of the error. 5. Evaluation of the error. And research results and cause of error can be salah lagi. analyzing the error. In analyzing the error, we can use the steps of error analysis by Calder 1974, who specified the 3 steps of AR. The steps are as follow: 1. Collection of sample error. 2. Identification of error. 3. Description of error. Okay, back to the moderator.
And thank you, Rida Hidayat, for your explanation. And for the next material will be delivered by Mustafidia. For Mustafidia, time is yours.
Thank you. So the next is about most common errors and example of errors. The first is about singular and plural. Some of the students of people who learn English did not know that plural from using the suffix s must be applied to countable plural noun. Countable plural nouns refer to things that can be counted, such as tree, book, bird, and therefore have a plural form. Uncountable nouns refer to substances and qualities which we do not perceive in terms countable units and which consequently have no plural forms, such as rice, water, sugar, and etc. And the example of singular and plural most common errors is the first: these cars are very beautiful. In this sentence, there's an error in the use plural noun form. The sentence originally used singular noun car. it should have used the plural noun cars. So the correct sentence is, these cars are very beautiful. The second example of most common errors in singular and plural form is, a man and a little boy was watching TV. This sentence is incorrect because was is used when describing singular subjects and were was used as the subject plural. So the correct sentence for second example of most common errors is, a man and a little boy were watching TV. And the third example of most common errors in singular and plural form is, they have one children. In this sentence clearly say that they have one, so the correct noun is children, not the correct noun is child, not children. So the correct sentence is, they have one child. The second is about verb tense. Next, please. Wrong application of verb tense can be seen when the students did not apply the correct verb tense in the sentence. And this has happened because we can assume that some of the students are not aware of different rules of verb tense applications. The first example of most common error in verb tense is, celebrations began in the school after it was announced they had won the championship. The use of time in the sentence after it was announced indicates the celebrations took place in the past. So, begin in the school is the correct phrase. The correct sentence is celebrations began in the school after it was announced they had won the championship. And the second example of most common errors in verb tense is something strange occurs every night of the trip, which spooked the entire family. We can see in this sentence contains two complete thoughts separated by the conjunction, which this means the two verbs in the two verbs in the each phrase need to have the same tense. As spoke in the second tense, occurs need to be changed to occurred. So the correct sentence for second example of most common errors is something strange occurred every night of the trip, which spooked the entire family. And the third example of most common errors in verb tense is less than 5 people attend the event that took place 6 months ago. We can see in the press took place 6 months ago, therefore the sentence needs a past tense verb. So attend need to be changed to attended. So the correct sentence is less than 5 people attended the event that took place 6 months ago. And this all about plural form and verb tense. Back to the moderator.
Well, Mustafidia, thank you for your explanation. And for the next material will be delivered by me. Please, word choice, please. Slide sebelumnya. Word choice. It means that choosing the word atau pemilihan katanya, pemilihan kata. Di sini error pada word choice adalah kurang tepatnya atau tidak tepatnya dalam pemilihan kata. Seperti contohnya, seperti pada contoh nomor 1, not washing and sweeping the floor every day makes the floor dirty. Harusnya dia menggunakan kata floor, bukan floor. Mungkin kesalahan di sini kemungkinan dia mengetahui kata lantai pada bahasa Inggris, tapi dia tidak mengetahui lebih tepat kata yang lebih tepat atau huruf yang lebih tepat untuk menuliskan kata floor tersebut. Dan contoh yang kedua yaitu the workers should keep the canteen clean and healthy. Di sini errornya adalah pada kata healthy. Tidak mungkin pada pekerja kantin dapat menjaga kesehatan pada kantin tersebut. Jadi the correct sentence-nya itu adalah the workers should keep the canteen clean and safe. Dia untuk menjaga kesehatan itu tidak mungkin, tapi untuk menjaga keamanan itu bisa jadi. Untuk contoh yang ketiga yaitu this is due to the irresponsible attitude of the canteen staff. Di sini error pada word choice-nya yaitu pada kata staff. Staff memiliki arti pegawai. Untuk kata yang lebih tepat pada pekerja di kantin itu bukan pegawai melainkan pekerja atau workers. Jadi the correct sentence-nya adalah this is due to the irresponsible attitude of the canteen workers. Next. The next is preposition. Preposition is a word or group of words used before a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase to show direction, time, place, location, special relationships or to introduce an object. Atau penggunaan kata untuk menunjukkan hubungan antara object of preposition dengan elemen kata lain di dalam satu kalimat. Jadi di sini errornya adalah seperti contoh pada nomor 1, so many dirty plates and glasses can be seen everywhere at the school canteen. Di sini penggunaan preposition-nya kurang tepat karena sebelumnya ada kata everywhere. Everywhere berarti ada di mana-mana. Untuk penggunaan preposition yang tepat yaitu around. The correct sentence-nya adalah so many dirty plates and glasses can be seen everywhere around the school canteen. And the second is the food to cater to the students during recess are not enough. Di sini errornya pada preposition to. To memiliki untuk to sendiri memiliki tujuan yaitu untuk mengindikasikan pergerakan seseorang atau sesuatu dari satu tempat ke tempat lain atau dari satu orang ke orang lain. Jadi di sini penggunaan to kurang tepat. Jadi yang tepat adalah menggunakan for. The food to cater for the student during recess are not enough. For sendiri memiliki makna atau tujuan yaitu untuk mengindikasikan tujuan akhir yang ingin dicapai, objektif, keinginan atau aktivitas. Di sini kita menggunakan kita menggunakan objek, menggunakan objektif yaitu the objeknya adalah student during recess are not enough. Dan contoh yang ketiga yaitu as the secretary at the club, I have been assigned to write report. Di sini error dalam menggunakan preposition adalah pada kata at. At sendiri jadi the correct preposition buat kalimat ini yaitu of. Of sendiri memiliki beberapa fungsi. Yang pertama itu untuk menunjukkan kepemilikan, yang kedua itu untuk menunjukkan referensi, dan yang ketiga untuk menunjukkan jumlah atau nomor. Tapi di sini untuk menunjukkan of di kalimat ini untuk menunjukkan kepemilikan, yaitu si sekretari ini adalah milik dari klub tersebut. Jadi the correct sentence-nya adalah as the secretary of the club, I have been assigned to write report. Well, enough. And for the next material will be delivered by Sandra Dea. For Sandra Dea, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kiki. Next, it's about subject-verb agreement. Yaitu adalah kesesuaian antara subjek dan verb. For the subject, for the plural subject, so the verb is subject. Jadi, sebagai example, identification of error. The first is a large number of students is sick. The correct sentence, a large number of students are sick. Because a large number refers to more than one person. So the correct sentence is a large number of students are sick. The second, we need to be careful because it's dealing with health. The correct sentence, we need to be careful because it deals with health. The third, the dirts always stick in the food that the students are eating. The correct sentence, the dirts always stick in the food that the students eat. The fourth, it's cause fight because there are no chairs to sit. The correct sentence, it causes fight because there are no chairs to sit. Next slide. Next, it's about sentence contraction. Beside the above errors, participants also have problems in forming simple or complex sentence. A complex sentence should start with a subject and should be followed by a verb and an object or complete sentence. For the example, the first, we don't know why are we facing this problem. The correct sentence, I don't know why we are facing these problems. The second, dirty kitchen are, dirty kitchen area is another problem. The correct sentence, another problem is dirty kitchen area. The last, also in the canteen, number of rubbish bin are not enough. The correct sentence, also the number of rubbish bins in the canteen are not enough. Okay, thank you. Back to the moderator.
All right. I think enough to explain about the objective of error analysis. And now we open the question and answer. Any question? Atau ada yang mau memberikan sanggahannya? Thank you for your question, Bella. And next. Ada yang memberi sanggahan? Ya.
Kalau mau tanya harus diketik atau bisa langsung?
Diketik boleh, ditanya langsung juga boleh.
Kayak mau tanya langsung aja ya.
Iya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Diana Latifah. I want to ask you about the procedure of error analysis and then the step. So, what is the differences between the procedure and the steps here? Because I mean it is the same. Can you explain to me what is the differences between procedure and the step?
Okay, thank you for
You
your
get my point?
question. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question, Diana Latifah. What else? Oh, Devi. Thank you for your question, Devi.
Kiki, may I?
Ya, ada limitation nggak buat pertanyaannya, Devi? Dikasih batasan nggak berapanya?
Nggak dengar.
Oh, oke. Di sini kita batasin, kita buka 5 pertanyaan ya. Jadi 5 cukup. Iya, Nisa, boleh dilanjut.
Okay, thank you. As like your explanation before, it's about most common error. That's I just want to ask to your group how to resolve or how to motivate the student to not do the common error like the explanation that you have explained before. I mean, motivate the student so that they are not do the common error like user the student did. Yeah, you get my point, Ricky?
Your question is how to resolve and not do the common error for the student and how to give the motivation to the student.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they
okay.
are not do the error copying.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your question, Anissa Ulmut.
Okay, you're welcome.
Kiki, I want to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask about analisis kesalahan according to Prof. Dr. Henry Guntur Tarigan and Jago. Number 2 itu kan menentukan urutan jenjang relatif penekanan. Nah, saya masih bingung maksud dari ini nih gimana? Menentukan urutan jenjang relatif penekanan. Nah, penekanan yang dimaksud itu seperti apa?
Okay,
Clear, Kiki?
Nafisa. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Well, we need a few minutes to discuss about the answer first.
Thank you. So tadi Anissa bertanya tentang how to prevent things error kan ya, kayak mana cara mencegah adanya error pada siswa. Itu bisa dicegah dengan the teacher provides a lot of examples. Sorry. Misalkan tadi most common errors-nya itu ada di singular plural form-nya. Jadi the teacher harus beri banyak examples. The teacher provides a lot of examples of plural forms and asks students to compare English and Indonesian form. Kalau sudah bisa membandingkan dan English-nya, they can find the difference between them. Itu bisa membuat murid lebih paham lagi, jadi dapat juga membantu murid tidak melakukan error tadi itu. And the next way how to prevent those error is the teacher also give a lot of exercise, so the students able to make a correct sentence and then get the correct sentence. And the third is, and the next is the students can be asked to apply their knowledge about classifications of error yang tadi sudah dibelajarin sama gurunya itu. Dan kalau mereka masih ada yang belum paham, mereka bisa minta gurunya lagi untuk re-explain the material clearly. Jadi si muridnya akan lebih paham lagi kalau dia minta gurunya untuk menjelaskan ulang dan lebih jelas lagi. And that's all. So, gimana Nisa? Cukup enggak?
Okay. Actually, I know, maybe not just me, all of you too, if the error analysis, this subject, it's a little difficult to analyze, right? So, berarti itu just back to their self to learn more about the error. I mean, if just the teacher give the motivate or you must like this student, but if the students not really learn or try to understand more about the I think this is ada kayak caranya gitu nggak sih buat nentuin apa namanya to analyze the error in the sentence maybe. Jadi kayak ada the ways-nya gitu. Ya nggak? Because I feel by myself if this one is the little big difficult problem when and analyze the error sentence like that. But I get your point.
So, is it clear?
Yeah.
Atau ada yang kurang atau gimana?
Okay, that's enough for questions. Okay, thank you, Dia and others members.